Cart, let's get right to it. The first game in Maui that I am excited for. It's Monday. It's Purdue. It's Gonzaga. I don't know how these teams got hit with this draw, quite frankly. I guess somebody had to play Gonzaga, right? That's kind of it. Like when you look at the top teams here, Marquette, Kansas, Purdue. Outside of that, like somebody had to play somebody, like either Tennessee or Gonzaga was going to get screwed as the fifth team. It's Gonzaga that gets screwed. Gonzaga gets Purdue. And is this trappy? Like, I don't even want to call it trappy because Gonzaga's good. Like, it wouldn't be a trappy loss if Purdue loses to Gonzaga. But is this going to be a competitive game?
Yeah, it's going to be a competitive game for sure. I think that people, not even just people, I think everyone has kind of been just down on Gonzaga this year. I mean, you start with the coaches in the media poll. Everyone picks St. Mary's to win it. And it just seems that everyone's like St. Mary's this, St. Mary's that, and Gonzaga kind of goes by the wayside. But this Gonzaga team's got players. They got really good guys. They did a good job in the transfer portal, getting guys like Graham. Is it Ek? I don't want to mispronounce it. I believe it's Ek. Graham Ek, Nebhard, Nolan Hickman coming back. Braden Huff has been a pretty big surprise up until this point. They do have some pieces on this team. And then Anton Watson is just a guy who's ultimate glue guy who's been in college forever. I will say this. I think this game means more to Purdue in my eyes. And I'm not saying it means more to Purdue in the sense of their team and their goals, but I think that people are waiting so much to be like, there we go. It's the same old Purdue. Purdue does this, but they get to play as a good team when they lose. When in actuality, like you mentioned, them losing to Gonzaga would not be what you would call a bad loss. I think it'd just be a team that they get outplayed by. But all at the same time, I do think Purdue wins this basketball game, but I don't think it would be a bad loss for them. But I think it'd be a really good challenge. I'd be way more interested for Purdue to win this game because I would like them to get to the next matchup because I feel like their next opponent will challenge them as far as the guards that they have. But I think it's going to be a really good game. It's a great first game of the Maui tournament.
Yeah, so I can't get over how loaded this draw is, or this tournament is, right? Obviously,
it is the greatest MT of all time up until this point.
The field is special, and I know you plan this out years in advance, so you can't control it, but like there's 5 teams in the top 11 in the AP poll, like 5 in the top 9 in KenPom here. It's ridiculous. And I'm imagining, like, it would not be a crazy result whatsoever. Like, just looking at the team names, it would not be a crazy result whatsoever for Gonzaga to win this tournament until you realize that to win this tournament, they need to beat Purdue, Tennessee, and probably Kansas or Marquette in a 3-day span. That's ridiculous. Like, that's harder to do than it is to win a national championship. Straight up. Like, Gonzaga going through this tournament and winning it would be harder to do than winning 6 games in March.
I want to say whoever wins this should be the number 1 team in the country.
Oh, wow. That's where you're at? This is number 1 is on the line.
If you go through this tournament undefeated and you're playing, okay, that might be, no, actually, no, I don't care. No. If you go through this and you win this tournament with this field, I think even if it's one of the weaker teams that advances, if you go through this and win this tournament, you should be the number 1 team in the country.
What if UCLA wins this tournament?
I think UCLA should be the number 1 team in the country if they win this.
That's crazy. Okay. I mean, I respect what you're saying. Play for the throne. I respect what you're saying, but
you don't. Or where would they be if UCLA won this?
Top 10 for sure.
Top 10, top 5, or no? Too far?
Maybe 5-6 range. I don't know. Like, I don't think if UCLA wins 3 games in this tournament, that means they're better than. Well, Duke's soft. I was going to say Duke, but like,
and they'd be undefeated. UCLA hasn't lost yet.
I guess if they beat Marquette, Kansas, Purdue, or Tennessee, then I guess. This is crazy, man. This feels loaded. We're going to do predictions later in the episode. We'll do like formal predictions for every single game of this tournament and come up with a winner. But specifically for the Purdue Gonzaga matchup, Purdue has been so good in the non-conference in the regular season. Do you know the last time that Purdue lost a non-conference game?
Oh, if I guess this, can I get something?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Can I just guess the year?
No, you have to give me. Well, I'll give you the exact date. Give me the month and the year. Their last regular season non-conference loss.
The last regular season non-conference loss. I'm going to say it was 2017 at Madison Square Garden.
I mean, that's crazy that you're giving them a little too much credit here. Their last non-conference loss was December 8th, 2020.
Damn it.
The players on this team for Purdue.
27 is a little crazy, sorry.
Aaron Wheeler, Isaiah Thompson, Brandon Newman, Sasha Stefanovic, and Travion Williams started. This team lost to Cam McGusty's Miami, Florida team in the 5th game of their 2020-2021 season. It's absurd. Zach Edey played 14 minutes in that game as a freshman. And now here we are, fast forward. I mean, this is one of the best teams in the country. But the point is, I think like their non-conference success actually matters here, because everybody talks about how good they were last year. But like even the year before last year with Ivy and with Travion, like this team beat North Carolina on a neutral comfortably. This team beat Villanova by 6 on a neutral. Then you go to last year, they blew out Marquette, not Marquette. They blew out Gonzaga and Duke. They beat Marquette. They beat West Virginia on a neutral. Like this team has played good programs. This team is not like had easy cupcake schedules, Iowa, Nebraska style. This team's been in like the biggest moments and has just been dominant in all these settings. And now they play a Gonzaga team who I think you and I both like. We're coming around on. We believe in a little more than we thought we would at the beginning of the season. But they're not great defensively. They're great offensively. I don't know what their answer is going to be in the front court, because you can't put a 6'9" guy on Zach Edey.
No. Yeah, I'm very interested to see what they are going to do. They could pull a Michigan State, let them go for 40, and hopefully you have a chance at the end of the game, shut everybody else off. But I think Braden Smith it plays too well for that. So I think it'll be interesting to see how few approaches this game, because there's a few different things he could do, no pun intended. But I would assume that he's going to double in this game and make the likes of whatever the supporting cast is beat you. And I think that's probably the way to go, especially in these Maui games. You know, the court's a little different, the gym's a little, a little humid. It's just you see Hawaiian shirts on the sideline. The vibes are just a little different in Maui. So I think that would be probably the way I would go about it. But it will be interesting to see how they approach it.
Braden Huff looks really good. We should say that. 6'10" freshman. If they were going to put someone who is center sized on Zach Edey, I would assume it's Braden Huff. I think he's going to draw this assignment a little bit. Braden Huff, I don't expect him to hang defensively. I just think that's a tough task to ask for a freshman. But what I do expect is that Braden Huff could step outside and draw Zach Edey out of the paint a little bit. And I think that matters. Braden Huff's 2 for 3 from 3 against Yale. He was 1 for 2 from 3 in their unranked game against Eastern Oregon. Like 3 for 5 on the year from 3. He's scoring 21 points a game right now. That's kind of at least eye-opening. Like we're talking about how they got to guard Zach Edey, but is Zach Edey going to be able to get out on the perimeter and guard Braden Huff?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, are you 100% convinced as Braden Huff is like this like scoring guy?
Are you asking me if I'm 100% convinced that Braden Huff's real?
Yeah, basically.
I'm not.
Okay, I really want to see it. Like we might get a Braden Huff kind of coming out party in this, but as of right now, the only thing I have is I watched some Matthew Loves Ball, and the 10 to 12 people that I follow from Gonzaga Twitter telling me that this guy's got something. So I'm really excited to see it.
Are we going to know who the better Braden is at the end of this game?
We already know who it is. It's Braden Smith.
No questions asked.
No questions asked.
Okay. All right. Noted. One thing I am intrigued by is this is a veteran backcourt for Gonzaga. And a lot was made of the inexperience of Smith and Lawyer down the stretch, and more importantly, the turnover stuff. But Ryan Nembhard and Nolan Hickman have played a lot of basketball. This is true. They're both upperclassmen at this point. They're both juniors. They've both been on the floor since they were true freshmen in very serious roles for their teams. There's a chance that they dominate this game. Like, I wouldn't necessarily bet on it because I really believe in Braden Smith, but like, this is one of the better backcourts in the country, and it's a Nembhard brother. I never want to see a Nembhard if I am a guard.
Oh, you remember what this Nembhard did in Maui last year with Creighton, right?
Yeah, he was great.
He was special.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm excited to see it. The thing is, does Purdue have somebody that can like check really well and push the ball up if there's pressure? Do they have a guy for that?
Wait, what are you trying to lead me to here? You lost.
Like, is there a guy on Purdue that can like handle pressure really well and like and just be there?
What I've heard is that they added just that guy.
Did they?
He can actually secondary ball handle and create his own shot a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's not okay. That'll be massive.
that'll be really important in this one. I'm sick I didn't catch on to that quicker. Here's why I think Purdue wins this game, and I think it bodes really well. Gonzaga doesn't force turnovers. That's kind of always been the case. That's not how Gonzaga wants to play under Mark Few. Right now, they're 268th in the country in forced turnover percentage. I think that if you had the veteran backcourt duo and like they were approaching this game in like a we're going to get in your shit way, this game would scare me a little more because I like that mixed with a perimeter threat at the 5. I don't like a backcourt that doesn't want to pressure Braden Smith at all. And I don't think Gonzaga is going to put any pressure on Braden Smith in this game. It's just going to be an up and down, fun little game. I think this will be a high scoring game, a fast tempo game. I think Purdue can score with Gonzaga, though. And at the end of the day, Purdue's going to be getting better shots every time down the floor because Braden Smith is a savant passing the ball and Zach Edey's a cheat code. So if Gonzaga wants to play their typical super up tempo style here and not pressure Braden Smith at all, I think this could get ugly for Purdue, like in a win the game in an ugly way. Like I think they could win this game by 15, 20 points.
Oh, really? Okay. Is that what you're going with as the official prediction?
Well, I want to save predictions for later in the show.
Okay. Okay.
No, I don't. I'm going with Purdue by 22 points.
Oh, no. I'm going Purdue. I am going Purdue. Purdue's going to win 85 to 80.
Okay. Do you think this is like a final couple possessions game?
Yes.
Okay. What's Zach Edey have in this game?
I think it's going to be a double and he's passing a lot. So, I mean, even double and he's passing a lot. With all that said, he's going to get 20 and 15.
28 and 15 for Edey in this one. What does Braden Huff have?
7.
And
4.
So Lance Jones numbers.
No, but he can't handle pressure.
All right. Very excited about this game. Looking forward to it. Good luck to both Purdue and Gonzaga. Let's go to game number 2 here.